4th of July, everybody, and I'm sure you've all asked yourself the same question that I have. How can you take a beloved figure from American history and myth and turn it into something awful and put it in a B-grade horror movie? I have an answer for you, my friends, and it's not a good one. The name of this little particular gem in the rough is Axe Giant, the Legend of Paul Bunyan. Yes, they have made a horror movie with Paul Bunyan. Now, if any of you don't know the whole little tall tale about Paul Bunyan, he was a big lumberjack in the American North who had a giant blue axe, was taller than the average man by a lot because he could fell a giant tree with one sweep of his axe. He drug his axe to make the Grand Canyon, and his footsteps made the Great Lakes. You know, all the shit we were taught in like second and third grade that, kind of went the way of Santa Claus and everything else after a while. But still, it's a fun story. Now, how can they turn that into a horror movie? I'm not exactly sure what these people were thinking when they decided this, but okay, I'll give it a shot. So, here we go. Alright, first off, the movie starts off with some guys in, I guess, a lumber camp. What looks to be roasting a cow over a fire. And everybody's all happy, blah, blah, blah. There's snow everywhere. It's a good day. And then cut back to one of the main character, well, not main character for this scene. Going off and doing something and coming back and everybody's dead. Dead. Bad CGI, dead. And when I'm talking bad CGI, think Lawnmower Man from the early 90s? That bad. Oh yeah, it gets better, friends. So we've got that, and then we're shown what appears to be a mutant. I'm not kidding. Regular man, well, maybe a little bit taller than a man, wearing a lumberjack shirt and brandishing an axe. And we're talking Elephant Man mutation here. And he proceeds to chase the other guy and gets him in a thing, and then you see this, gets him in a little shed, and then you got this giant freaking saw that cuts the logs in half, and you see him struggling, and then there's a blood splatter, and it goes black, so you don't know who killed who. Spoilers. It wasn't the normal-looking dude that got killed. Oh, wait, no. Or was it? See, I'm purposely going to do this to, you know the mutant didn't get killed. Really? Come on. So, anyway, flashback to present day. Is that right? Flashback? Flash forward. Flash forward to present day. I'm not going to edit that out. Flash forward to present day where we've got this, it's a first offenders program led by your typical guy, and this is such a cookie cutter cast that it's not even funny. First, you've got the hard-nosed first offender general guy who's in charge of the program, and he's there to make sure that the kids do right. Now, I will give the actor who played this, which I can't remember his name, and I didn't write it down, so watch the movie to find out. I will give him this. He plays the part, and I'm not quite sure if he was playing it to be this cheesy or if that's just his acting style, which I'm kind of hoping that he was playing it because he knew this was going to be a bad movie and played it like this because it is kind of entertaining to watch him work. Then, of course, you've got your typical bleeding heart liberal who accompanies the kids, and she's there to cuddle them and make sure that everybody's nice to each other. Warms me heart. No, it doesn't. And then you've got Slutty McSlut, which you instantly know which one she is. Douchey McDouchebag, who, of course, is a douchebag just for the fact of being a douchebag. Then you've got the strong Latin woman who's there because it's a misunderstanding and she was sticking up for her rights or some bullshit. Then you've got Little Miss I Shouldn't Be Here. she's here because of all of the mistakes. She wasn't that drunk when she ran the red light and hit somebody because he was drunker and had hit 3 other cars. So she's supposed to be the Mary Jane of the movie. And then we've got possibly the strangest character, Nerdy McBlack Guy. Yeah. Who apparently is in the program because he hacked the bank or something and got a bunch of money and got busted. Not a very good hacker, if you ask me. But he's our resident nerdy black guy. Surprising, yeah, okay, I'll give it that. And then, of course, you've got the crazy old guy who knows more than what he lets on and probably isn't really that crazy, who lives in the mountains. And that's pretty much it. You've got a few random shots of villagers in the town, and a scene that makes no sense later on in the movie. It just sets up some sort of weird side plot between I shouldn't be here girl's dad, who happens to be the sheriff of the town, and a barkeeper. Really, it goes nowhere. It doesn't even really need to be in there. They could have cut that scene and okay, well, I'm not going to go. But anyway, our story takes place in the magical forest of everybody gets stupid when they walk into it. You know this forest. It's in every horror movie, every thriller. As soon as anybody steps into this forest, you become an idiot. Your IQ drops to freaking mushroom. But this not only affects the people, this also affects the wildlife. That's right, the first thrilling scene that we're introduced to, that we've got to see a real sense of danger, and it's going to set the pace for the entire movie. We see stock footage of a lonely deer in the middle of the forest, which looks more like a couple of trees over there, and a deer right here, and it's grazing on the grass. And a big lumbering bear noisily, and I mean noisily, it's pawing at the ground, it's going roar, roar. The deer doesn't notice this. Now, I'm by all means not saying I'm the great hunter. In fact, I've hunted very rarely, if any, in my life, and my only real experience from deer hunting comes from sitting in a stand and getting bored, and once putting my sights on a deer and immediately flashing to Bambi and not being able to shoot. Yeah, I'm a pussy. Yeah. So anyway, but I kind of know, growing up in the South, we kind of know how wildlife reacts, and deers will run at the slightest noise. Sure, they may run out into your vehicle when you're on the freaking highway at 3 a.m., causing you to hit it and get all sorts of shit from the insurance company, but that's a different story. This thing literally, the thing is 10 feet away from it, well, 10 feet in bad CG land, away from it, making all these growling noises, pawing, and the thing is still eating. You see what I mean? Where the IQ of every single thing in this movie drops significantly when it goes to this? Yeah, I'm just setting this up. I'm not going to spoil too much for you, but I'm just setting it up. So, then we're treated to huge thundering footsteps. We're talking boom, boom, boom. I think there was even some camera shake. The bear didn't notice this, and the deer didn't notice this. These are wild animals. They grew up in the wild. They're supposed to pay attention. It's survival. Okay, so anyway, and then you see the bear rear up, and then 2 gigantic hands wrap around the bear's throat and break its neck. Now, I'm not really sure if this was supposed to set up or we're supposed to be sympathetic towards the giant mutant thing that is Paul Bunyan. It didn't really work for me. Mainly because this costume is ridiculous and looks nothing like, besides a minor face thing, looks nothing like what we were introduced to in the first of the thing. Which, of course, he was legitimately man-sized there too, but more on that later. So anyway, we're shown that, and I guess it was supposed to make us sympathize with Paul Bunyan's monster because he was protecting the wild. Uh, he just robbed a bear of its dinner. Uh, that's not really protecting the wild. It's kind of being a douchey McDouche hat in the way of things. You know, what the Lion King taught us. The circle of life. I'm not going to sing it because I don't know the song. If I did, I would. I do know some Hakuna Matata. No, I'm not doing that either. No, no. Okay, no. You little... So, anyway, back to this shit pile of a movie. So anyway, like I said, everything in this forest is just stupid. So we go through the regular thing of these... the slight blooming love interest between Miss Bleeding Heart and Hard Ass, and they go off on a hike, and then people start dying. And another thing that gets me is that Paul Bunyan, as a villain in this particular thing, well, not really a villain, but a misunderstood creature, he's constantly portrayed as mentally deficient and everything, but still, he has enough intelligence to make his own clothes, yeah, and make a giant 15-foot axe. Because I've checked, you can't buy those in the store. Not even online. They don't have them. So, you see my conundrum here. Now, the special effects are laughably bad. And Paul Bunyan's character model, which is basically, it's a guy, he's not in CG, he's in a rubber costume, he's digitally enhanced and grown to make him look like he's bigger through computer wizardry and forced perspective, which, okay, I give you that. But did we really need all the CGI split in half things? You could have probably done these effects practically, and it would have been a lot more effective and a lot cheaper. But I am not a big fan of the CGI blood. If you're going to make blood splatter, get a guy with a freaking bucket to throw it. Yes, it looks cheesy, but it looks better than the obviously fake CGI blood splatter that they got going on here. Now, was I entertained in this movie? Yes, I was. I generally was. It was funny to watch and just see the bad acting and everything else, which I adore. They try so hard. But there was just so much missed opportunity here. They were taking an American icon and turning it into a horror movie fodder. They could have done so much with this. And this is what I'm going to get into. The plot behind Paul Bunyan. Apparently, in this Axe Giant universe, Paul Bunyan has a rare disease where he grows to 3 times the normal height and body weight of a regular human and lives 3 times as long. But he's the only one with a documented case of it. But it's a really rare, they make that very well known by Crazy McCrazyson, who lives in the woods, that he knows all this. How he knows this, not sure. But anyway, and so after he kills everybody in the beginning of the movie, they banish him to a cave, and the townspeople banish it, and they blow it up, and he's supposedly trapped forever. But of course, he gets out. Yeah. And then the little myths and the tall tales start spreading, and it's kind of like the whisper game. You start one little thing about get time it gets away, all the way around to the other, something completely different. That's how it went with Paul Bunyan. Now, I like that idea. That's a really cool idea. But the whole he's got a rare disease thing, I would have much rather they just really would have just went with a supernatural bent, because it lends itself better to this particular style of movie. But yeah, Paul Bunyan is a genetic mutant who lives 3 times as long as a person, and grows 3 times the size. And obviously, they make it so plain that he's obviously got some mental deficiency, but yet he's smart enough to make his own clothes, find shelter, find food, and live on his own for 300 years. And there's also another slight little... I hate it when they force these little, oh, he spared you because you look like someone he cared for in the past. That's so contrived. Let's try something different. But there's just such a huge missed opportunity here to make something that would be genuinely, like, cringeworthy. And I'm not talking cringeworthy as in, oh, that's bad acting. I'm talking like, holy shit, that's horrible. How did they... What twisted mind thought of this? It was you, wasn't it, Dustin? You sent them this idea. Ah! But no. They missed out a huge opportunity here. Do I recommend it? Only if you're a fan of really bad movies with really bad special effects that make no sense and has the typical feel-good ending that you get at the very end. Then yeah, by all means, watch it. I would recommend it simply because of the missed opportunity that they had with this film. Really, there was so much that they could have done with this thing that would have been epic. I'm talking epically good. It probably would have been on my top 5 of bad movies that I secretly love list, which I'll get into that later. Alright guys, so there it is. Dustin recommends Axe Giant, The Legend of Paul Bunyan, simply because it's an awful movie and a horrible missed opportunity. Now, for some bonus points for all you following the points game that I've got going on. This is going to be worth 20 points. That's right, 20 points. I don't give out 20 points that often. How many posters are in my game room? This is kind of a gimme because there's a few right behind me. But if you've been paying attention, you should know this answer. Alright, boys and girls, cats and kittens, germs and germettes. Is a germet a thing? Yeah, we'll go with it. So that's it. Check it out. Leave me a comment below if you've got a really bad movie that you'd like me to watch and give my little thoughts on and see if I would recommend it. Leave a comment below. Like the video. Share it with your friends if they're gluttons for punishment. You know what I'm talking about. You should be ashamed of yourself. Alright, boys and girls. Other than that, that's it. And I will see you guys later. And y'all have a happy and safe 4th of July. This is Dustin coming from the Evil Monkey Arcade, signing out.